Hello, and once again, welcome to the 8th day of our 15-day physical science program for class 10, basically meant for the Odia medium schools, but CBSE guys can also join. So today will be the last day on organic chemistry, what we call carbon and its compounds. And then from tomorrow, we'll be having a different flavor. We'll be jumping from chemical science to physics, to chemistry, from chemistry to physics. And that too, we shall be taking off electricity and followed by electromagnetism. As I have told you that all our discussion will be on a higher level thinking skill. I welcome to those who are watching live from the YouTube, and welcome Shraddha Suman, Rudra, Subhasmita, Arja, Anubhav, and many others will join because time 6 o'clock is very difficult time for students to be ready and watch or study. So if a few more will join a little later, so I think I shall now share my screen without a further delay, and as usual, stop annotation from your side and have a look to those who are participating. Rajasri has joined now. I was just looking to some of the answers of the assignments I gave you. We studied the functional groups with a secondary suffix yesterday, and we covered that in haste. So today we shall be revising the naming of the compounds having functional groups, having priority order, which is the carboxylic acid is number 1. And then among all these, which I have written here, then comes ester, then comes aldehyde, then comes ketone, then comes alcohol, then comes amine. So that is the priority. So we won't take up any discussion on compound having multiple functional groups. That we won't do. We have our limitations, but very soon in class 11, you will study how you can name a compound, a cyclic compound, as well as cyclic compound having multiple functional groups. Now, these groups have no priority, like halo, chloro, bromo, fluoro, alkoxy, nitro. These do not have any priority. They compete with alkyl groups to have their locants. The same lower locant set of locants rule are applicable for all this. So also we had seen how compounds like alkane can have several structural isomers. So also alkenes and alkynes. I think I gave you a task. I remember this is acidamide, alkanamide. This is OH. This is oil chloride. This is alkane nitrile where E will be retained. And this is salt of carboxylic. It is similar to ester, OH. Amine is simply amine, alkanamine. And we had discussed something. Well, I had given you all these for practice. How many of you have done these? Raise your hands, zoom hands. Well, just check. Anubhav, you haven't done. Then how can you claim that you can join the super advanced camp? Baijayanti Raut, Om Prakash Padi, Anubhav Sahu, Baijayanti Raut, Pritam Behra. Okay, तुम देखो. Doesn't matter, तुम बहुत वे अन्य कामरे व्यस्त रह जाइथिबो, याकु seriously नौनो, किंतु देखो, मु एक प्रोग्राम टा करूची माने मु सीरियसली नउची देखो एठी गोटे सी अछि एठी सी सो आमे जदी एठी लगेई दबा सो आमे जानि परिबा कोथरे केतेटा हाइड्रोजन खाइबो एठी गोटे एठी किछि नाही एठी दीटा सो ए जातिर कंपाउंड को कोन कहंती कैन यू राइट डाउन इन चैट बॉक्स ओनली ए सी डबल बॉन्ड ओ इज देयर इट इज नॉट कनेक्टेड टू hydrogen. So can you write down in chat what is the class? Taro jati kono? Yes. Many of you have written it's ketone. Yes. The chemical class, organic class is ketone, and we know we have to give priority to the keto group. Own. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. सो दोनों तरफ से 1, 3 में ओन पड़ता है तो अगर दोनों तरफ से मैचिंग हो जाता है तो हमको इसी टाइम में हमको ब्रांच का लोअर लोकंठ देखना होगा इसीलिए हम यहां से शुरू ना करके हम यहां से शुरू करेंगे 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so this will be 2 methyl and then pent and E will be deleted, pentan, 3 on. It's not pent 3 on, it is pentan. There are 2 times N. Many students, they forget the primary suffix, pent 3 on. Pent kono? 3 on. Pentan 3 on. Ki 2 on. Ja. I'm sure many of you have done correctly, but those who have not, please go with me because I will be going very, very fast. Ethi lagibo CH, ethi CH, ethi CH2, ethi CH3. Eta carboxylic acid short form COOH, oic acid. And that carbon will be numbered 1. That is a terminal carbon. This C double bond O, that is called a carbonyl carbon. That is called a carbonyl carbon. So this name is applicable for both ketones and aldehydes. Carbonyl carbon is not a terminal carbon because it is connected to 2 carbon atoms on either side. But this is a terminal carbon and a functional group. That is why by default, this will get number 1. Then you have to find out the longest chain without forgetting the maximum branching rule. So if you go in the left side, you are missing a branch because this will be 1 group and that will be called isopropyl. But if you go in this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, then you are getting an additional group. One is a methyl, the other one is ethyl. That's why we have to go in this way to make the compound 2-ethyl, 3-methyl, and then since it is oic acid, it is but, and E will be deleted, and the locant 1 is often not written, it is dropped. benzoic acid. That means it is butanoic acid. There is a space before acid. So 2-ethyl, 3-methyl, butanoic acid. Can I ask you to raise your hands? How many of you have done correctly? I'm sure by now you must have a habit of listening to me in English. Don't worry, when I explain new things, I will be talking in Odia. I'm deliberately speaking in English so that, and slowly, so that you can understand and you can improve your English speaking skills. So, Anubhav, tome to mona karutila, tome to hato teki nathila, karicho boli puni ebe kon hato tekilani. Okay.
Sir, number sir sange sang kolli bole.
Okay, no worry, don't worry. So, eita hala aro jati hochi carboxylic acid. Aro jati hochi carboxylic acid. And this compound, this is CH, this is CH, this is CH3, this is CH3, and this is the short notation of aldehyde. So that by default will get number 1, because that is like carboxylic acid, is a terminal carbon and also a functional group. So 1, 2, 3, but here 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have to go for the longest chain, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a branch, this is a branch. So 2, 3 dimethyl, 2, 3 dimethyl, and then you know the secondary suffix is al. Butanol. Butan, E will be dropped, then al. The locant 1 is never written. Butan 1 al. तमे जदि लेखिबो लोके कहिबे एटा बोकाटा. Butanol. And the class is aldehyde. Aldehydes and ketones, they are sisters. They have many common properties because the carbonyl group is the common here. If you draw the structure C double bond O and then H. So that is called a carbonyl group, which is common in both. Now coming to this, which is an alcohol, and if this is CH2, this is CH, this is CH3, this is CH2, this is CH3, we have to take this as number 1 because the all locant will get 1. We can't start from here to here. Or, of course, I told you that you have to go in the direction of alcohol so that the principal carbon chain should be holding OH group somewhere. So if you go in this way, 1, 2, 3, 4 will be the locant of all. So you have to go in this way, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be 2-methyl, then but, again but, and you have to write the locant here. Unlike aldehyde, ketones, carboxylic acids, and all the derivatives, the relatives of carboxylic acid, here, alcohol, amine, these will have a locant and you have to write it, even if it is 1. So butan 1 all. 2-methyl, butan 1 all. Can I ask you how many of you have done correctly? Anubhav writes, sorry sir, khali mu baharoku jaithili tenu khali concept padhi parithili. Aji mu kali au ajira practice question karidebi. That's great. That's like the great spirit. Now coming to this one is simply a haloalkane. It is a chloroalkane and nothing different from alkane. So the longest chain we have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you go this way, you are getting more branches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. you are getting one branch and two branch. The whole branch, this is a complex branch, and we will not discuss in this program how to name a complex branch. We are keeping only introductory concepts in IUPAC nomenclature. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you go this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you are also getting 2. 1, 1. Chloro is 1, isopropyl is 1. If you go in this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then methyl is 1, and this is also 1. So in both the cases, you are having two branches. But here the IUPAC recommends that the direction in which a alphabetically senior locant or the locant of a branch will be smaller. So if you go in this direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the locant will be 2 and 3. If you go in this direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the locant will be 2, then again 3. So in both the cases, it will be 2, 3, 2, 3. So if that matches, the locants of branches matches. Supposing in this direction it would have been 2, 3, and in this direction it would have been 2, 4. Supposing this would have been here. So in that case, the 2, 3 would have been preferred over 2, 4. But here, if you take this, it will be 2, 3. If you take this, it will be 2, 3. So therefore, alphabetical senior group should get lower locant. So we have to go via chlorine, so that alphabetically senior chlorine, because it is C, this is isopropyl. You know, I have introduced at least up to 3 carbon atoms: methyl, ethyl, propyl, propyl, and isopropyl. This is isopropyl, this is CH, this is CH2, this is CH3, and this is CH, this is CH2. So our tree will be in this way. No, I'm so sorry. I was going in this direction. I'm so sorry. If you go in this direction, there will be 3 branches. So there is no competition between matching of 2 locants, no competition between alphabetic seniority. It will be clear-cut maximum branching rule. If you go in this direction, I was missing out. We will be getting 3 branches. But if you go in this direction, then 1, this is 1, and this, let me sound, this will be called 1-chloroethyl, because there will be again numbering of the branches, again a new number. So 1-chloroethyl. Just I'm sounding to you, don't bother about it. So that possibility is ruled out here. We have only this one is the only correct longest chain, having 3 branches. So we will be numbering 1. This is 2, 3. This is 2, 3. So in either side, the locants are same. So the alphabetic senior chloro will get the lower locant. So we have to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 2 chloro, 3 ethyl, 4 methyl, and then the parent alkane. This is haloalkane, pentane, no secondary suffix. Can anyone tell me who has given this name, which is the correct one? Arjya Kumar Sahu, Anubhav Sahu, Anubhav ebe kar deithibo. Right. Now, कोमाने बुझी पारले हाथ को मु मिस करूथली मु 2टा लेखा ब्रांच को नेकरी कंपटीशन करूथली किंतु एक्चुअली 3टा ब्रांच आसीबो विथ द सेम लेंथ ऑफ 5 ओम प्रकाश बुझिना आर्य आर्य तो करिला ना कौन okay hands down hands up hands down now this one I have already done here this is okay this is haloalkane the class is haloalkane this is the class jati and this is alcohol and this is ester so I told you that the alkyl group which is bonded to O single bond O will be taken first ethyl then you number from the functional group carbon as 1 and then go for the longest chain with branching rule. So in this direction, there will be only one isopropyl branch. But in this direction, there will be two branches. So 2 ethyl, 3 methyl, that will come before the parent alkanoate. But this one will be the first, the one which is bonded to single bond oxygen. Ethyl, then the children. 2 ethyl, 3 methyl, then the mother. Butan, E will be dropped, then the suffix is oate, butanoate. So, those who have joined today, so try to have your copy and pen and you write down whatever I am doing, at least that much you can do. So in this is a very, very simple compound I have given you for practice. This will be 1, 2, 3. You can call it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You have to go from terminal to terminal. So you can't start one from here. You can't start. We start from 1 in case of aldehydes, carboxylic acids, and the relatives of carboxylic acid, because that is a terminal carbon. Kintu अन्य alcohol pai, ketone pai, amine pai, ame जो carbon को लागिची OH की C double bond O की NH2 सेटा को 1 नहीं परिवा नहीं जल्दी सेटा terminal नहीं थाए. So OH टा terminal रे लागिनी तेनु terminal रू terminal 1 2 3 कले हबो एपटे 1 2 3 कले हबो एपटे 1. So 2 रे methyl अछि अरे all अछि 2 रे. So this is 2 methyl, then कौन propan 3 अछि माने propan ई कटिबो 2 all, propan 2 all. यार गोटे भलो डाकना अछि tertiary butyl, taut butyl alcohol, because I have not introduced the alkyl group containing 4 carbon atoms. I have just sounded that will be 4. N-butyl, isobutyl, taut butyl, and sec butyl, but I have not introduced deliberately in this program. Now, the second one is CH3 here, CH here, CH3 here, CH2 here. This is again a haloalkane. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So if you make it 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, then there will be 2 branches. If you take 1, 2, 3, there will be 1 branch. That is chloromethyl. This is called chloromethyl. So we will be going 1, 2, 3. So one is a methyl, the other one is a chloro. So 1 chloro, 2 methyl, and then propane. How many of you have done correctly this one? Om Prakash Padi, Rudra, and many others. Shraddha. Well, this is simply haloalkane. And also, I'm pacharichi keun shreni re antarbhukta eta haloalkane, eta alcohol likhidabo. It is jaga nahi moro. And this is aldehyde once again. It is CH3, it is kichi khaibani, it is CH3. तेणु aldehyde carbon टा सब बड़े 1 दिया जीवो. So 1 2 3 2 3 एपटे कले हबो 2 3 एपटे कले हबो. So ए दीटा हला branch. So एटी हला 2 2 dimethyl propanol. Pro तीनटा माने pro ए नि तो लागिवो ईटा कटिवो आल रो लोकेंट 1 लिखा जायनी propanol. 2 2 dimethyl propanol. कार ठीक अछि Now, in my view, 10 persons, guys are watching through YouTube video. Hi, welcome. Are you listening to me? Are you following me? Do you have a copy with you in your hand and a pen? Say yes in the chat box so that it will give me a great encouragement. Then even you are watching in video, live video, you are serious. Anyone can write down in the chat box? Just write down yes. Okay. Now this one is a carboxylic acid, C double bond OH. So this is C, this is CH3, this is CH3, there is no hydrogen here, CH2, CH3. Then carboxylic acid will get number 1, 2, this carbon is 2, 3, 4. Then there are 2 methyl groups here at the 2 position. This is 2,2-dimethyl, and this is butanoic acid. Butanoic acid. Oic acid is the secondary suffix. And this is a ketone, which we have already done. This particular ketone we have already done. So on either side, the locant of one is 3. So you have to go in this way to prioritize the locant of the branch. So we have to number this way. So this is 2-methyl pentan 3-one, which we have already done before, ketone. This is a ketone, and this is simply amine. Just I have introduced a few. There are many more types, but I have not introduced them all. So we have to go in this way. This is a functional group like alcohol. That locant has to be lower. So we have to 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is butan 2-amine. You have to write 2-amine. जने किए खाता पठेइथिला से एठु एक आरंभ करछि किए खाता पठेइथिला के मते पठेइथिला हाथ टेकिलो मते जेरॉक्स करके ओम प्रकाश पाड़ी पठेइथिले से जेरॉक्स कोच म फोटो उठे कि पठेइथिले से एटा को एक नै जाइछन्ति मु देखिछि एटा एक नै पारिबोनी कारण एटा टर्मिनल कार्बन नुहे amino is not a carbon bearing group, a nitrogen achi. Carbon ko number kariya padibo from terminal to terminal. So taku kato 8 number karo 1, 2, 3, 4. So it ala butan 2-amine. Oh, aldehyde thanta, carboxylic acid thanta, tahale seta 1 hi thanta. Joti thau taku khoji kari ame 1 dei thante. So similarly, this one is an ester. O C double bond O CH3 means it is class is ester, alkyl alkanoate. And ester has a distinction of having a fruity odor. The odor is very acceptable. What we call fruity. It smells like fruit, some fruit. So fruity odor is its special distinction, which distinguishes it from other acyclic compounds. So methyl group is bonded to single bond O. So first we take methyl, then forget it. Then the functional group carbon 1, then attached to that is 2, then attached to that is 3, and there is no branch. So it will be simply propanoate. Propan, E will be dropped, then OH. So this is methyl propanoate, class is ester. Then let us come to H. This is an acid amide, C double bond O NH2, not only NH2. C double bond O NH2 is a relative of carboxylic acid. So this is the terminal functional group. By default, it will be 1. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we have done similar thing for others. So 2,2-dimethyl propanamide. Propan, E will be dropped, amide. And amide, the locant is always 1. So it is not written propanamide. And this class is acid amide. This is its class. Coming to acid chloride, oil chloride. So that default 1, 2, 3, and this is the branch. So 2-methyl propanoyl, prop, and E will be dropped. Then the secondary suffix is oil, then space chloride, propanoyl chloride. One oil, one is not written. It is understood that is one oil chloride. Simply propanoyl chloride, and it is acid chloride. The class is acid chloride or acid halide. And this is a salt of carboxylic acid. I just tell you, I think this might have been a doubt for many, including Rudra. So this calcium is bivalent. Unlike sodium, potassium, which is monovalent, so calcium is bivalent and it needs 2 alkanoate. And in this case, the alkanoate is, yes, O, C double bond O, CH2, CH3, propanoate. O, C double bond O, then CH2, CH3. And it needs one more because its valency is 2, where the alkanoate valency is 1, 1 minus 1 minus. Therefore, I have written in organic style like this whole O, and no, I have not written that. O, then is whole 2. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Whole 2 Ca. Instead of showing any ion, I have written there are 2 alkanoate ions and 1 calcium ion. Usually the ions are not shown and charges are not shown. But supposing you are writing the formula of calcium chloride, are you saying calcium dichloride or aluminum trichloride? Simply aluminum chloride, because the valency of aluminum is 3, so it is AlCl3. Therefore, you will tell calcium propanoate 1, 2, 3. Only one alkanoate is numbered, the other one is ignored because 2 times it comes only for calcium. Had it been potassium, 1 time it would have come. So it is simply calcium propanoate. Had it been aluminium 3 plus, then there would have been 3 alkanoate, but you only number 1. You don't write aluminum trichloride. You don't say aluminum trichloride. You say aluminum chloride. Right? So have you understood? Raise your hands. This is salt of carboxylic acid. The chemical class is salt of carboxylic acid. It names like ester. Then coming to the, what is, yes. This is, once again, we can write down calcium propanoate. 2 is for valency. And the class is acid anhydride. Acid anhydride. This is the carboxylic acid anhydride. And here, this is cyanide. This is a functional group and terminal carbon. So by default, it will get number 1, 2, 3. So there is a methyl branch and this is called nitrile. So in this case, the E of the primary suffix won't be dropped. So this is 2-methyl, then propane, E won't be dropped, then nitrile. No need to write 1-nitrile. It is understood that cyanide carbon will be always getting number 1. So simply propane nitrile, E will be there. Because we know the rule of deletion of E. The E is deleted in the primary suffix NE, ENE, YNE only when the first letter of the secondary suffix belongs to any one of the 5 I, A, Y, I, O, U. That is why this is not dropped. This is a consonant. Now coming to the next one, which is an alcohol, CH3, 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 and this is simply C, this is CH2. Obviously, this is a terminal carbon. O is not a carbon. O is not a carbon. C is a carbon. So this is terminal. I told you, kahaku terminal carbon kahunti kali kahichi. Jo carbon ko gotte carbon lagi thaya seta terminal. Eta carbon nuhe, eta oxygen. So 1, 2, 3. So 2 re dita achi 2,2-dimethyl. Then kona na propan. It lekhiବାକୁ ପଡିବ 1 all. Alcohol, amine, ketone, ଏଥିରେ ଦବାକୁ ପଡିବ by default 1 ହେଲେ ବି own रो लोकेंट तो केबे 1 ହେଇ ପାରିବନି. 1 ହେଲା ମାନେ ସେଟା al ହେଇଯିବ. କିନ୍ତୁ amine ଆଉ alcohol रो लोकेंट 1 ହେଲେ ବି ତମକୁ 1 ଲେଖିବାକୁ ପଡିବ. Now this is an ether. ଖାଲି ଯଦି O ଥିବ, the class is ether. And this is alcohol, goes without saying mu chhadideli. Ether. So that you know this is alkoxyalkane. Ether doesn't have any secondary suffix. It is treated as a ordinary group to be used as a son or a daughter, as a prefix. So there are 2 carbon atoms here, 3 carbon atoms here. So these 2 will be going with O to make it ethoxy, and the larger one will be the alkane part. So the alkane mother will be propane and the daughter will be ethoxy. And that too we have to number, because from 3 carbon atoms we have to number, because isomers will come. If ethoxy, instead of being attached to carbon 1, jodi seta carbon 2 re lagi thanta, then 2 ethoxy thanta. Tenu tumaku 1 ethoxy lekhiବାକୁ ପଡିବ, 1 ethoxy propane. खाली ethoxy propane, ethoxy ethane ନେଇଥିଲେ ଚଳିବ, କାରଣ ଦିଟା carbon ରେ ଆଉ ଅନ୍ୟ possibility ନାହିଁ, ଏପଟ ଆଡୁ 1 ସେପଟ ଆଡୁ 1. This is 1 ethoxy propane. This is ether. And this one is again aldehyde. I think I'm repeating aldehyde. Na dei nathili. So aldehyde ku khoji kri aldehyde mane taku khoji kri 1 kariya padibo. Taku 1 kala pore longest chain branching rules abu 1 2 3 then 1 2 3 4. So iti gote methyl, iti gote methyl. So it hala 2,3-dimethyl propanol. Sorry, butanol. Chatta carbon mane butanol. And last but not the least is a ketone once again. This one. C double bond O is there in an internal position. ତେଣୁ ତାକୁ ଜଣା ପଡି ଯାଉଛି ଜଳ ଜଳ ହେଇକିରି ଯେ ଏଇପଟୁ ଗଲେ କମ ନମ୍ବର ମିଳିବ, ଆଉ ଏଇପଟୁ ଏମିତି ଯାଇ 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 ଏଇଠି ରହିଲା ପରେ ଆମେ ଟିକେ ଆଗ ପଛ ଚାହିଁବା, ଏପଟେ ଗଲେ ଗୋଟିଏ ଆଇସୋପ୍ରୋପିଲ ବ୍ରାଞ୍ଚ ବାହାରୁଛି, କିନ୍ତୁ ଏପଟେ ଗଲେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ସଟ୍ରା ବ୍ରାଞ୍ଚ ବାହାରୁଛି. ତ ବ୍ରାଞ୍ଚିଂ ରୁଲ ଅନୁସାରେ ଆମେ ଏଇଠି ଥାଇକିରି ଟିକେ ଡାହାଣକୁ ବାଁକୁ ତଳକୁ ଡାହାଣକୁ ଚାହିଁବା, चाहिले जना पड़िबो एई पटे गले अधिका ब्रांच बाहरिबो तो 6 7 तो एठी गोटे मेथिल ब्रांच बाहरलानी एठी गोटे एथिल ब्रांच बाहरलानी मो कंकाल को पूर्ण फ्लैश दौनी टू सेव टाइम तमे या भितरे बुझी सारी बणी हाउ टू प्ले with the line structure. You must have been acquainted by now if you have practiced. If not, then I'm sorry. I really wonder, would like to share with you that maybe we are not able to access many more good students who are lying latent, hidden inside Odisha. But I doubt, I wonder why many more good students like you are not benefiting from our program. They are in the rat race. Even if they are intelligent, they have an IQ more than average. Even then, they are also being guided only to mug up things required for your matriculation, class 10 board examination, nothing other than that. So that is the state of Odisha and everywhere, almost everywhere in India, where few people, I don't say everyone should study in advance. Many of those who are studying up to class 10, they are not oriented mentally to study science. I understand, everybody understands, the parents understand that my child is not for science. He has very weak knack in mathematics and also in science, in analytical mind, but he's good at arts, painting, singing, drawing, and other things. But they will never ever encourage them to go in that line. They will always say, take science, study medical, study engineering so that you get a job. Or if you become a doctor, you will earn money because India will be surpassing China. I think it has surpassed. They have not made it public in population than China. China is many times, volume-wise, area-wise, many times more than India, at least 2 times more. Population, it was much greater than India when India was set free from British rule, much greater at that time. But they could control the population explosion. India could not. And now we have surpassed. Therefore, the moot point is when you become a disgruntled doctor, तमर इच्छा नहीं जबरदस्ती तमर माँ बापा तुमको घुसा-घुसी करके डॉक्टर कर देले. You won't enjoy your life because you don't love bioscience. Either तमे सेमती कोठी गोटे सरकारी चाकरी करिकरी बसिलो किंबा देखिलो अन्य माने प्रैक्टिस करछंती पैसा 2 पैसा कमाउछंती मु भी कहीं न करिवि. एंड एते पॉपुलेशन अछंती जे कोनोसी डॉक्टर पाखु लोक आसिबे. सिंपली एमबीबीएस मारिकरी गोटे गाँ रे बसी पड़ लोक आसिबे. सो दुकान खोली देबो 2-4 लोक मल्ले मरिबे कि देह खराब होबो तापर धीरे धीरे सेइठू एक्सपीरियंस हेइ जिवो कोन. Oh well, I'm just entering into wasteful talks. Right. So this finishes our revision on the naming, IUPAC naming of acyclic compounds having different functional groups. Now we shall be entering into, we are left with only 5 more minutes, but let me introduce before we start the second session for any question that you have in this particular topic, naming. You have any curiosity to ask anything? Yeah. Rudra is now confirming me that officially also we are the most populated country in the world. Yes, it has surpassed even officially. But census to amara habo jayenge 31 re. 21 re itla 31 re. So anyway, if they are tracking the population growth, then there must be some news from the Indian press side that it has exceeded. See how you can have a fresh air. If you find, whenever you go outside, you find dozens of others will be surrounding you. How can you get fresh air? You cannot expect. So there must be a train, reversal train, to go to the countryside village, where at least the population is little less than the so-called cities. Even then, the villages are also not maintained hygienically. You don't find any hygienic values in villages. So, whatever praise our revered Prime Minister PM Modi might be getting, worldwide fame he might be getting, even then, we have to go a long way. Ours is a poor country, that is for sure. Whatever boast or pride that we exhibit superficially, but in reality, we are not. Our home aides, they do not have good facilities. They come in a very poor condition. But there are in US, in Europe, there are home aides. They are. But they come in car. They have a minimum standard. They are comparatively poor. Therefore, they are serving. But they have the dignity. They come with a dignity. They go with a dignity. You can't, have any caustic words told to them. Now, since we have got 2 minutes time, just let me introduce what we are going to do after this. In organic, there are only 6 types of reaction. 5 types of reactions. Only 5. One of them is called substitution. Ek jayega, ek aayega. Supposing with methane, chlorine, will be substituting hydrogen. It will be methyl chloride or chloromethane. We'll be doing that. And the other type will be doing a lot of substitution reactions, a lot of examples. And I have taken all from your book. And apart from that, I have put many other examples. Then comes Jogatmaka Pratikriya or Jogo Pratikriya, addition reaction. Then asila Barjana Pratikriya, elimination reaction. So substitution, addition, elimination. Then asila oxidation. I mean, when we say oxidation, it is a redox reaction, but in organic, we simply say oxidation. Why? Because the original, the starting organic compound will be oxidized. Of course, the oxidizing agent will be reduced, but we don't say redox reaction. We say jarana pratikriya. Kaharo na organic compound ro carbon jogi karo jarana pratikriya. Semiti bijarana pratikriya. So these are the 5, and then dahana, that we know from in inorganic chemistry, we know, but it is also applicable to organic compounds. So these are the 5 types we'll be using. So bye for now, and we'll be coming back at 7:05. Bye-bye.